We'll start today sitting in a comfortable seat on the mat, being sure to pull the flesh away from the sit bones. Draw the navel in towards the spine and allow the crown of the head to reach towards the sky. Bring the shoulder blades together and down your back and place the hands on the thighs, palms up, and close your eyes. And just start to watch the breath, allowing it to flow in through the nose and out through the nose. And then begin to bring the breath into balance by making the inhale the same length as the exhale. So as you sit and breathe, I'll tell you a little bit about our class today. Our class today is focused on aha moments. And if any of you are Oprah fans like me, then you'll know exactly what that is. But if you're not sure, an aha moment is just that. It's a moment where you have a sudden realization or a sudden breakthrough. It happens in our spiritual practice when we have a realization or an awakening of some sort. This past week, I think a lot of people had aha moments. And you can also have aha moments with your physical body. And so what I've done is added 3 poses into our class that have been major aha moments for me. They may not have the same effect on you, but I just wanted to share them with you and tell you a little bit about them as we meet them on the mat. So just think for a moment about any aha moments you've had in your life. It can be something very simple. It could be something really important. And just notice how the day before you had this aha moment, you may have had a certain perspective. And then for some reason, there's this realization and your perspective has changed. And I think that's really important to remember because we are all have the ability to be so vocal about our beliefs and our feelings and everything. But just know that sometimes those beliefs and feelings may change. You may have a shift in perspective. We don't have to write it in stone. We don't have to argue with our friend about it because it could change. We never know. So let's bring our hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. We'll breathe together 3 times, and on the 3rd exhale, share the sound of Om. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And for the 3rd time together, inhale. Bow your head. Place the hands on the thighs. Softly open your eyes looking forward. We're going to start today laying on our back. So just lay down comfortably on your back. Legs can be extended out nice and long. Arms by your sides. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to turn that head to the right. On the inhale, come back to center. And on the exhale, turn the head to the left. Come back to center, 2 more on each side. When you finish, you'll just bring the head and neck back to neutral. Bring your arms by your sides. As you inhale, arms come up overhead until those thumbs touch the floor behind you. And as you exhale, arms come back down by your sides. So you're moving with your breath at your own pace. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms come down. I will have an aha moment the day that I can teach a class without my notes. It's been like over 10 years. Let's see here. All right, so here comes my first aha moment. And this is a simple stretch. You guys know I love this. But you're going to draw your right knee into the chest, placing the hand between the back of the thigh and the calf. So you're keeping the thigh hugged into the chest. On the inhale, straighten the leg as much as you can, and as you exhale, bend the knee. So you'll do 4 more on your own here. I have strange hamstrings. They're super long, yet really tight. And my whole life, I've only stretched my hamstrings in 1 or 2 ways. And then I learned this, and it's changed my life. It's certainly an aha moment for me. Just a different way to stretch. When you're finished, you can extend that right leg long. Draw the left knee in. You're going to keep that thigh hugged into the chest. On the inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. 3 more. So it took me 45 years to discover this stretch. And it's a good reminder that we're all on our own journey, and we all may have realizations at different parts of the journey. And it's really not my business to make sure you have your aha moment at the same time as me, because we're all on a different path. So draw both of those knees in, and then we're going to hug the knees and start to rock head to tail, coming up to Sukhasana, easy pose. Extend the legs out nice and long. So we're coming to Dandasana, staff pose. Shoulder blades are together and down the back. Bend the left knee, sole of the foot comes to the floor, and take the left hand behind the left hip. Wrap the right arm around the left knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, grow tall. As you exhale, begin to twist to the right. So we're twisting to the left. Your right hand is near your left leg. You're going to slide that hand down the leg, grasping to the pinky toe side of the left foot. Begin to extend the left leg long and breathe. Start to bend the left knee, placing the sole of the foot back on the mat, and come back to center. Extend that left leg long to meet the right. Bend the right knee. Right hand comes behind the right hip. Left arm wraps around that right knee. Press down through the sit bones. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, twist to the right. And breathe. Make sure you have a nice tall spine here. Hi, Clementine. So the left hand slides down that right leg and grasps the pinky toe side of the foot. Begin to extend the right leg long. So the leg is up off of the mat. And breathe. Start to bend the right knee, placing the foot on the ground, and slowly bring yourself back to Dandasana, staff pose. Bend your knees. The feet are not on the ground, are not flat on the ground, but just bend them slightly. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge. So you're going to grasp the bottoms of the feet and then begin to straighten the legs as much as is comfortable for you, so they do not have to become completely straight. Breathe here. Start to walk your hands up the legs back towards your trunk, and we'll come to all fours, hands and knees. Remember, when you're on all fours, those knees are just hip width apart. So knees are hip width apart, slightly behind the hips. Hands are shoulder width apart, slightly forward of the shoulders. I always crumble that up into a ball. There we go. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, shift the hips to the heels, the chest to the thighs, coming to extended child's pose. Inhale, come up to all fours. Curl the toes under. Start to shift the hips back. Knees lift just a little bit as you press back to downward facing dog. Start to bend the knees. Go back down into child's pose. Inhale up all fours. Toes curl under. Sit bones shift back. Knees lift. Press back. Downward facing dog. It's perfectly fine to have a bend in the knee in this pose as well. Bend the knees, go back down into child's pose. Inhale up all fours. Curl those toes under. Sit bones, shift back. Knees lift slightly as you press back. Downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times. So bend those knees. Go back down into child's pose. Inhale up all fours. Curl those toes under. Sit bones, shift back. Knees lift. Press back. Down dog. 1 more time. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale up all fours. Toes curl under. Shift back down dog. Start to bend the knees once again. Go back down into child's pose. As you inhale, come up all fours. The right arm and the left leg sweep out parallel to the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, draw that right elbow to the left knee beneath you. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw together. Inhale, extend. 3 more. When you finish, you're going to lower the right hand Lower the left knee. Shift back to child's pose and bring yourself back up, all fours. Left arm and right leg sweep out parallel to the mat. Exhale, elbow to knee beneath the belly. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw together. Inhale, extend. 3 more. When you finish, lower that left hand, lower the right knee. Curl the toes under and shift back to downward facing dog. From here, float the body forward to plank. Make sure that navel is drawn in and the back is not sagging. Shift back, down dog. Float forward to plank. Shift back, down dog. 3 more. Float forward. Shift back. So we'll meet in downward facing dog. Float the body forward to plank, making sure those inner elbows are looking at the space in front of you. If your knees are up, float forward to the tops of the toes, and then begin to bend the elbows, slowly lowering for chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose. Relax your shoulders here. Curl the toes under, shift back, downward facing dog. Begin to walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Relax the head and neck here. Bring your hands to your hips, press down through the feet to come back up to standing. So we'll stand in Tadasana as we flow through Sun Salutation A. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Fingertips come down to the ground, even if you have to bend those knees. On the inhale, come halfway up. Allow the hands to just slide right up the shins. Crown of the head is reaching to the space in front of you. Feet pressing into the floor. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back, followed by your left. So we're in plank, and you can have the knees up or down. I'll lower mine for this first round. Start to hug the elbows into the body as you bend them towards the space behind you, lowering down for chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose, bhujangasana. Curl the toes under. Shift back, downward facing dog. Start to walk your feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring the hands to the hips. Press down through the feet to come up. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Step the feet back to plank. If the knees are up, you float forward to the tops of the toes, then begin to bend those elbows towards the space behind you. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose. Curl the toes under, shift back and rest. So here you can stay in down dog or feel free to take child's pose. Take a few moments to come back to that balanced breath. Start to walk your feet forward once again. Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through those feet. Arms start to lift. Once the arms are in line with the ears, use the core, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step the feet back to plank. You choose, knees up or down. Slowly lower for chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to cobra pose. Curl the toes under. Shift back, down dog. Step the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Slowly lower. Chaturanga. Sweep the chest through the arms, rising to Bhujangasana. Curl the toes under, shift back. Rest here. Walk the feet forward. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Press down through the feet. Bring yourself all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. So the next round, I'm not going to say much. I talk a lot, but I want you to be able to guide yourself at your own pace. So I'll start us off and periodically say where we are, just so I'm not talking so much. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold and continue. If you're keeping pace with me, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. But if you're at a different pace, that's fine too. We will all just meet in down dog. So from downward facing dog, begin to walk the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down through those feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at the heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. On the exhale, start to bend the knees like you're just sitting on the edge of a chair. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, slide those hips back. So from here, shift your weight to that right foot, and then you're going to take a step back with the left, coming to warrior one. So those left toes point out slightly to the left here. Begin to shift the weight to the right foot, making a couple little hops forward, and then push off, taking flight for warrior three. Let's come in for our landing. Bend that right knee, placing the left foot. Woo! My whole rug slid. And fold forward, coming to downward facing dog. So it's kind of a funny story about my rug and why it just slid all over the place. I guess when I ordered it, I put the wrong address in, so my neighbor got it. Meanwhile, his mom bought him a rug, and he got this one. He's like, that's not what I wanted. So anyway, he noticed my name on it and brought it over. But I also ordered the non-skid rug pad, and I think he probably kept that for himself because he thought his mom bought it for him. So I'm not going to take it back. I have to order a new one. Step the feet forward, coming to Uttanasana. Forward fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Sit on the edge of your chair. Take a breath in as you exhale. Slide those hips back. So this time we'll shift the weight to that left foot. Take a nice big step back with the right foot. Right toes turn out slightly, coming to warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. So we're going to begin to move into warrior three. So we'll make a couple little hops forward, putting the weight into the left foot, hinging forward at the hips, and breathing. We'll come in for the landing. I'll do it a little more carefully this time. There we go. Warrior one. Straighten that left leg. Fold forward. Step back. Downward facing dog. Start to bend your knees. Go back down into child's pose, and then bring yourself up all fours. Bring the right foot forward between your hands. On the inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower towards the mat. Bring the hands to the inside of your right foot. Sweep that left arm to the sky as you twist to the left. Begin to lower that left hand. Begin to twist to the right as you sweep the right arm to the sky. Place that right hand next to the right foot and step your right knee back. So you're going to walk your hands towards your body, coming to kneeling. This is my aha moment pose number 2. This is camel pose. This pose is very deep, so it's not completely accessible for all. It's back bend. So we'll start with a baby camel. Place your hands right at your sacrum. Root down through your foundation. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, you're lifting up out of the sternum and taking it back for a back bend. But notice that my hips stay on top of my knees here. I'm not leaning back. So bring yourself up. If you'd like to try full camel, same thing, but we bring our hands to our heels, really deep here. Hips are right on top of those knees. And slowly bring yourself up. Shift back to child's pose. So what happened with me with camel, the first time I ever did camel pose, I literally felt like my fascia like come apart. It felt really good. And I used to suffer very badly with an inflammation in my rib cage. I don't know. It just was that, and it was awful. And I used to go to physical therapy before school to get treated for it and stuff. Once I did camel pose, I've never had that problem again. It changed my life. So, come back to all fours. Step that left foot forward between the hands. Inhale, arms sweep up, hips lower towards the mat. Lower your hands to the inside of that left foot. Sweep the right arm to the sky as you twist. Lower the right hand back down to the mat. Begin to twist to your left as you reach the left arm to the sky. Remember to press down through the tops of all 5 toes on the right foot. Lower that left hand. Come back to all fours. Shift back to child's pose. Inhale up all fours. So shift back to child's pose here. Keep the elbows up off of the mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to walk your hands out to the left, bowing out the right ribs, feeling that stretch in the right side of the body. Start to walk your hands forward. Then begin to walk the hands out to the right as you bow out your left ribs. Bring those hands back to center. And then we are going to roll over onto our backs, and we're going to come into my aha moment pose number 3. So this one, it's interesting. Let's try to think real quick here. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So that hamstring stretch that I showed you at the beginning, I really like that. Camel, I don't love it, but it really helped me. And this next one, I don't love it, but it really helped me. So this is bridge pose, but we're adding a march. So go ahead and lay down on your back. Knees are bent, feet flat on the floor. For me, the most important thing is this. Draw the pelvic floor up and the navel in. That's going to bring your pelvis to neutral, and you need to keep that. So that takes a lot of work just to keep that. Arms by your sides. Engage both glutes. Press down through the feet and lift. So we want to keep our hips lifted here. Draw that right knee to the chest. Lower the right foot. Don't let the hips sag. Left knee in, left foot lower. So we're going to do 4 more on each leg. Keep that core strong, navel drawn in, pelvic floor drawn up, glutes engaged. When you finish, you're going to lower the hips and hug your knees into your chest. And feel free to rock side to side here. Keep the knees hugged in. Bring those arms out like a T, palms face the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tip the legs over to the left, so you're twisting to the left. If it's okay for you, you can turn that head to look to the right. Draw the knees back up. And as you exhale, tip the legs over to the right as you turn the head to look to your left. Draw those knees back up, coming back to Apanasana. Lower your feet down to your mat. Cross the right ankle over your left thigh. Take the hands around the left thigh. Draw the legs in. So this is just one of my favorites. Oh, to me, this feels so good. Keeping that right ankle over the left thigh. Lower the left foot to the mat. Lower the right foot. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Take the hands around the right thigh. Draw the legs into the chest. Lower the right foot to the floor, followed by the left foot. Draw the knees into the chest, placing that right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. As you inhale, knees pull away from the chest, and as you exhale, draw them back in. Inhale, knees pull away. Exhale, draw in. 3 more. When you finish, place the soles of the feet on the mat, and then let the soles of the feet come together as the knees open up out to the sides. Take your index fingers, link them together, and then bring those arms up overhead on the floor so they encircle the head for a figure 8. We're going to begin to transition into Shavasana. If there's anything that you need to be comfortable during Shavasana, please feel free to grab it. Once you have what you need, you can come to lay on your back with those legs extended out nice and long. And then just so you know where we're going from there, after Shavasana, we are going to do a dharana practice, which many of you have done before, and it's a precursor to meditation. So we'll do that just for a short time after Shavasana. So go ahead and get comfortable on your back. Shavasana is all about just relaxing and absorbing your practice. You don't need to contemplate life or anything like that in Shavasana. So just let those feet flop open. Relax the jaw by creating a space between the top and bottom rows of teeth. And let the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Let your eyes rest in their sockets. Resist the urge to make subtle movements and allow the natural breath to take over. Rest in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen the breath, becoming aware of the room once again and becoming aware of your body. You can start to make subtle movements that feel good, like wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. You can rotate through the wrists and the ankles, turning that head gently from side to side. And then stretch through the arms and the legs like you're just waking up. Slowly stretch. Roll to the right side in the fetal position, and we'll stay there for a few breaths. Keeping the eyes closed if you'd like. Use the arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. So we are going to do our dharana practice. And since we have plenty of time, we're going to do it for 3 minutes today. So dharana is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's sort of like prepares you for meditation. So dharana is single-pointed focus, so focusing on just one thing, which is a lot harder than it sounds. What we'll do is we'll sit with our eyes closed, breathing, and we are going to imagine a lotus flower. Now, if for some reason you don't know what a lotus flower looks like, you can pick a different type of flower. My recommendation is that you are firm in which flower you're using before you begin, just so that your mind isn't thinking about that while you're trying to practice. So the practice is any time during that 3 minutes that your mind wanders away from that visualization of the lotus or the other flower, bring the awareness back to the flower. So that's the practice, bringing the awareness back. So the mind will wander, we bring it back. We'll do that for 3 minutes. So that's longer than we've done it together. So this could be more challenging. So go ahead and find a nice, comfortable seated position. Start to become aware of the breath again. Inhale and exhale are equal. And then begin to visualize the lotus or other flower that you've chosen. Anytime your mind begins to wander, bring the awareness back to the flower. Slowly start to deepen the breath and begin to release the technique. Bringing the hands together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. So I'm going to end class by reading a quote from Swami Satchidananda regarding dharana. The mind is running, you bring it back. It's running, you bring it back. You are taming a monkey. Once it is tamed, it will just listen to you. You will be able to say, sit there quietly, and it will. But just remember that to achieve these aha moments in our spiritual life, we do need to practice. We can't just wait for it. We need to take an active role and participate and practice. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. May you have ease and well-being. Namaste. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.